I'm tired of playing it safe. I want to ride or die. As long as my lady remembers me fondly, that's all I need.
Thank you for this journey, no matter how it ends.
Hey guys, my name is Mecca
My name is Maddison Simmons.
and welcome to our video. Today we will be discussing the amazing movie Queen and Slim,
which opens in theaters this Wednesday, November 27th. You have to go out and check it out.
We were blessed by our illustrious institution, Bowie State University,
yes,
to see an early screening of the movie
about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something, this is pretty good, you know what I'm saying?
Really
it's real good. So this video is not a spoiler video, so we'll be discussing what we appreciate about it rather than discussing the actual plot of the movie.
So we have to talk about the amazing writer and director of Queen and Slim. We have the writer Lena Waithe, who is the writer of The Chi, a hit network series, and also her new show, The Boomerang. And then she also worked on Masters of None as well.
And the amazing director, Melina Masukas.
Yes.
These ladies did an amazing job.
I think we should talk about the things that we liked about the film. Everything we liked about it, the themes that worked for us, and everything.
Don't get me started.
So I think Mecca, you should go first.
Started, okay? Here's how it's gonna go. Maddison is more like a film critic. She's a film major, so you will be getting the knowledge, straight to the forward, knowledgeable movie stuff from her.
Oh, yeah.
I am just an artist that of many talents that appreciates good art when I see it, and I am a consumer pretty much, and it's a pretty much an Afrocentric, pro Black Power woman. So you're gonna get my perspective of what I'm saying.
Okay, and also we should talk about a quick synopsis of the film. So basically the movie starts off with a couple that just met, and their adventure starts when a police officer pulls them over. So it starts them on a journey, correct? It just starts them on a whole journey of a real self-discovery as a Black woman and a Black man.
So what I enjoyed about the movie is, to me, it was like a long ass Solange music video. That's the aesthetic of the entire movie. So the whole movie had a feel and an aesthetic, and it just had a whole cohesive vibe to it the entire time. Visually, the way the characters interacted, all of it. Some of my favorite things I liked about the movie was how I love character development. Anything that I watch, any movie, any show, I need to see growth in the characters. So you see a lot of character development in this movie. Who they start off in the beginning is not who they end as. The movie is not what you want it to be, but the movie is reality. I feel like there's not a lot of bias in the movie, because there's no like, oh, all police officers are evil and Black people are always right. It's not that. It's nothing is biased on either side. It's simply the reality of our circumstance in society these days, which means that there's no bias needed, because we can see who's wrong, which is the system, the police officers, and sometimes we have rebels without a cause on our sides, and then sometimes we have people who are just chilling and get antagonized by messed up cops.
Yes, and I know that you were very excited about the soundtrack.
Yes! When I tell you the soundtrack is fire.
Yes, we also have a poster of the soundtrack in the bag.
Yes,
that they gave us.
We were blessed with some posters of the soundtrack, and the thing about the soundtrack is that from what I've heard and seen, it's mainly African American, not even African American, just Black melanated artists. So you're hearing Black music on a Black movie and a Black story, written and directed by Black women. It is like it feels like you see yourself in the movie while seeing different perspectives of your own people and society in the movie at the same time.
With Queen and Slim, it really opened up the narrative of what Black people go through in America. It really does. And I think Lena Waithe did an amazing job with opening each. Like, it was so three-dimensional. It had all different views of Black people. Because we as Black people, we don't think the same way.
We don't.
We all don't have the same views.
Nope.
And I think from the outside of society that sometimes people see us as a coherent collective, as they should, because we are stronger as one. But we all have come from different places. And we all have different views. And I think she did a beautiful job with showing that in this situation, everybody does not think the same way. Everybody does not have the same views, and their actions show it tremendously.
We have black people that will have your back. We have black people that'll stab you in the back. We have black people who like to play it safe, and all perspectives are shown in the movie.
And it shows that in the reality of it, and the structure of the film was just amazing. Like I love it when films start you on the journey like that, and we did not lose any pace on their journey. It starts from 0 to 100, but they keep it going. It keeps it going, and they have to keep moving, and you see that, and it puts you in a place where, like, would you do what they did? Like, would you create or make the same moves in their type of space, in their type of situation that they did, and circumstances? And I think that's really shows. And the funny thing is, she also put the police officers in a good light and a not so good in a not so good lighting, and I found that very intriguing throughout the whole film. And it was just a beautiful soundtrack.
I love that she threw in a rebel without a cause.
She did. She threw in a rebel without a cause.
And
you don't see that a lot.
And they were antagonizing the police.
That's all we can say. But you'll understand what we're talking about.
Is shown in the movie, and I feel like you said, it was 0 to 100. Mm-hmm. So it's like you understand that from the beginning, because it starts off as a date that leads to them being stopped and antagonized by a police officer without cause. That's the very beginning of the movie. So then you already understand that the whole movie is a journey. The movie is not necessarily about
it becomes
just
bigger
what
than
happened.
them.
It's bigger than them. It's their journey. It's who they encounter on the journey, and what those people represent. It's like a whole story. It's like
a whole sigma. And they took a very delicate subject of police brutality and put it in various different lights. So everyone that has an opinion, I feel like, in my personal opinion, that their opinion was shown through a very different lighting. And I found that very moving, in a sense, that sometimes we're not the heroes, that sometimes we are on the other side of the law, and that's just because of sometimes where we come from, and sometimes of the choices that we make as individuals, not just as black people, but just as individuals as a whole. So I found that very interesting.
Maddison, take it away. You know, you're the expert with the films, the actors. You know,
let's talk
everything
about the actors and the actresses in this film, because I feel like they did a phenomenal job. So as Slim, we have Daniel Kaluuya play as Slim. If you know him, Black Panther.
Get Out.
He has been in this business. He has been making a name for himself, and he does it again with Queen and Slim. His performance is strong, and it shows what he has to go through as a black man in America, and he plays it perfectly to a T. And I feel like he gets it from all different angles of what a black man goes through, and we just see him change so much because he put into a situation that he didn't ask for. And I think that was probably one of the most strongest parts of his character arc.
And he didn't deserve it either.
He didn't deserve it.
And the thing that people keep saying is that these people are Bonnie and Clyde. They're not Bonnie and Clyde, because Bonnie and Clyde were criminals on a rampage. Mm-hmm. These were victims of the system,
yes,
and of a reckless police officer. They're not criminals at all. No. But what I love about his character is that he is the most and it shows like the most simplistic way of showing like how the situation could happen with like a black man, like not even, because there's different extremes to someone's character. There can either be someone that's angry and rowdy, and because there are people who are just like that, but there's also people who chill, mind their business, they go to church, they love their family, and they keep to themselves, and they're okay with not being known by the world. Like they're okay with their peace in their world, and that's what his character is. Mm-hmm. Someone that's very at peace with what he has in his life and his family and God, and just living a simple life. And he gets put on this journey that he did not deserve, nor, like you said, that he didn't ask for.
So every Slim needs a queen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So let's talk about Queen, which is played by Jodie Turner-Smith. I feel like this is her breakout role, her debut, and she knocked it out the park, Mecca. She did. Yes. So with Queen is on an interesting journey too when we meet her.
She reminded me so much of myself, to be honest.
Yes.
Like her responses,
working, educated,
communication,
intelligence.
The way she was talking to you know, Slim in the beginning of the movie. You know, I'm like, she reminded me of me.
Like,
and I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
That they had to be on the move. of. Like, she was the one keeping him in check, needs to keep him focused on the prize because they had a goal, and she was definitely the one to keep him eyes on the prize, most definitely.
What I loved about their relationship is that it is not rooted in sex. You see them go from not being familiar with each other, clashing. You see them clashing with each other and their ugly sides or their traits that don't mesh with each other. There's clashing with each other in the beginning, initially. And then you just see them slowly, like, just become one with each other. And they begin to understand each other and love each other for who they are. So, and I appreciate their relationship not being sexualized because it's a very honest story about experiences of black people, and since it shows all these different perspectives, I'd rather not have the main character's dynamic simply be overshadowed with sex. So I really appreciated that.
For me, I feel like her character arc was the most interesting out of everybody's because you learn a lot about where she's been and how far she had to go to get where she is, and the fact that life puts her in this situation where she has to be on the run. It's really messed up, but she takes it like a pro, and she, right when it happens, she's like, okay, we need to do X, Y, and Z, and we need to keep going.
And he's like, we can't go to the police. She's like, no, you cannot go to the police. Like, what is wrong with you? I know what I'm talking about. You can't go.
Yeah, she is a perfect example of a strong black character, a strong black female character.
Yes.
That can take the punches and roll with it. And when life throws her tragedy, she knows how to take it and take it forward the better. And I think that you learned that a lot with her on her character. And by the end of the film, you feel for them. Like, that's what a movie is supposed to do. Make you care for your characters.
When I tell y'all I cried, because it's like, you feel like you're in the movie with them. Yes. It feels like you're on the journey with them. So it's like, when you see them go through this journey, you see the beginning to the end, it feels like you know them because you see so much of yourself and your people in the movie. It's like, when it gets to the end, when I tell you I haven't cried like that in a while. I haven't cried like that in a while about my personal shit.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Like, as a film, your main job is to make the audience care for your characters, because if the audience don't care for your characters, then you don't have a film, because no one is gonna care what happens to them or anything else. And I feel like through the beginning, Lena Waithe took us on this journey with Queen and Slim all the way through, and I feel, and you felt for them, and you like, you cried, you laughed with them, you rooted all the way, all the way through.
There's no more realistic movie that I've seen, especially with that perspective. It's just really, it's really real, it's really raw, it's very unapologetic, and I think that's so beautiful because, like I've already said like 2 or 3 times, you can see yourself and your people and the different aspects of people in life in the movie. So it feels like your growth is like, it feels like when you watch it, you're seeing growth with them, and then I don't know. When it's real, you can feel it more. There's nothing fake, there's nothing made up, there's nothing persuaded or biased, because the story is what it is, and that is our reality, and certain people are bad, they are contributing to a lot of our issues in society. So it feels like when they have a movie that doesn't make them evil or the bad guy, they just show, we don't have to make you the bad guy. You are the bad guy. This is the reality of our circumstances, the reality of our society. You're evil. You're fucked up. You do fucked up shit and you get away with it. And this is our reality. And we don't have to lie about you. We can even show that you have a good side to you. But we can even show when sometimes the police officers can be victims. But the fact of the matter is, nothing had to be stretched. It was all so real because that is our lives. So it's just, I think that's another way to make a movie like this. You can't make movies like this or with this type of topic and then water it down with sex or meaningless stops and pits and things that block the message. You just need to get straight to the point if there's something that you need to say. And I feel like these ladies did that very well. And I'm proud. I'm amazed. And when I tell you there's some songs that will come on in that movie and you're just like, hey, because they're a part of our black experience.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the things that could have worked a little bit better for us in the movie.
Well, to be honest, I loved everything about this movie. So maybe you as a film person may not have the same perspective, but as an artist, I saw the message, I saw the art, I saw the effort, I saw the attention to detail, I saw the story, and I took it as it is. I appreciate the movie as a whole. I appreciate the messages, imagery. I appreciate everything, down to the outfits. And I accept it as is because that was a story that was written, and it's a beautiful story.
For me, I agree with everything that you just said. This is not a bad movie. Like, this is a great film. This is a great film. There's not much to critique it on at all. A little bit on the end, it was a little bit like, oh, that went like really, really quick. Like through most of the movie, the pacing was great. They took us on this nice, smooth pace, and on like the end of it, we kind of went like boom, 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 and it was beautiful, nonetheless. But it felt rushed. It felt rushed in a way, but it was still amazing ending, nonetheless.
I think that was our way of like.
Yes.
Possibly, sneaking up on us.
Yeah, because after a certain part, it's kind of like, okay, so like we need to get this moving, we need to get this story going, and like you kind of felt that, but I was still in it. Like I was still into it and needed to know what happened next. Most definitely, but that was it.
If I could ever sign Queen and Slim inside the Tubman, I would let them sleep under my bed as fugitives.
Yes. Our overall impressions of the entire film altogether.
It is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. It is one of the best movies ever. I will show my kids. I will show my sisters. I will show my mother. I will show my grandkids. I saw the early screen. I will go back and see it 2 more times while it's in theaters. And then if they make merchandise, I will buy the merchandise. This poster is not enough for me. I need merchandise. I will tell the story to my grandkids like they were actually real people to discuss about the place of our society and where it is now. I would do all of that. I love this movie.
Yes, I agree. Very passionate. I love it. My overall impression of the film, that this is an important film for every person of all ethnicities need to see this. Not just black people. And I strongly encourage taking young adults to go see it. 12, 13 years old, so they can get a sense of like, this is our reality. And film is an amazing way to show what's going on in our society today, and I strongly believe that. So my overall impression is that this is a great movie. You need to go out and go see it, and I feel like your family will have a great discussion to have at home, and the impacts that the film will not give us at that moment, but for the rest of our lives, and for our lives in every day, and how we see ourselves as black people and ourselves in the community and in the world nonetheless. So scores. Let's give our scores. 1 to 10. Give me a score.
So 1 to 10?
Yeah, so 1 sucked ass. 10, greatest movie.
I'm gonna give it a smooth 12 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? That movie was good, okay?
12 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9.5. I'm going to give it a 9.5. It's strong.
9.73.
9.73. I will give it a 9.73. I will give it 9.73 because the extra little point. 9.73 because I'm from Mecca right here. So I think that's our review of Queen and Slim. Non-spoiler.
No spoiling the movie.
No spoiling the movie.
And
go
if you're gonna spoil it, please put that in your caption on social media and on your YouTube videos. Okay.
November 27th, Wednesday. Go. Thanksgiving. Go see it for Thanksgiving. November 27th.
And that whole story of Thanksgiving is bullshit anyway. So spend a better day supporting a black film that's amazing and tells a real story.
I know that's right. Well, my name is Maddison Simmons.
And my name is Mecca is.
We'll see you later.
Bye.